Sponges are members of the phylum Porifera, which means pore bearers in Latin, reflecting the fact that they have tiny openings or pores all over their bodies. What are some characteristics of sponges? If we look at them, we can see they have no head, no limbs, they have a rough surface. Sponges are classified as animals because they are multicellular, heterotrophic, lack cell walls, and contain a few specialized cells. Sponges are the most ancient members of the kingdom Animalia and are among the simplest organisms to be placed in the clade Metazoa with all other multicellular animals. Jellyfishes, sea fans, sea anemones, hydras, and corals are all members of the phylum Cnidaria. Some characteristics of cnidarians, like this anemone, are tentacles, no head, and they are aquatic. Cnidarians are aquatic, soft-bodied, carnivorous, radially symmetrical animals with stinging tentacles arranged in circles around their mouths. Some, such as corals, have skeletons. They are the simplest animals to have body symmetry and specialized tissues. Some cnidarians live as independent individuals. Others live in colonies composed of many individuals. The phylum Arthropoda includes spiders, centipedes, insects, and crustaceans such as crabs. Arthron means joint in Greek, and podos means foot. What are some general characteristics of arthropods? They have antennae, jointed legs, and an outer shell. Arthropods have bodies divided into segments, a tough external skeleton called an exoskeleton, cephalization, and jointed appendages. Arthropods appeared in the sea about 600 million years ago and have since colonized freshwater habitats, the land, and the air. At least 1 million species have been identified, more than 3 times the number of all other animal species combined. Members of the phylum Nematoda, the roundworms, range in size from microscopic to 1 meter in length. Some general characteristics of nematodes, or roundworms, is that they have no limbs and they're parasitic. Nematodes are unsegmented worms with pseudocoeloms, specialized tissues and organ systems, and digestive tracts with 2 openings, a mouth and an anus. Some are free-living and inhabit soil or various aquatic habitats. Others are parasites that infect a wide range of plants and animals, including humans. Nematodes were once thought to be closely related to flatworms, annelids, and mollusks, but have been found to be more closely related to arthropods. The phylum Platyhelminthes contains the flatworms. Some characteristics of flatworms is that they have a flat body, a head, and they are soft, segmented, flattened worms that have tissues and internal organ systems. They are the simplest animals to have 3 embryonic germ layers, bilateral symmetry, and cephalization. Most flatworms are no more than a few millimeters thick. Flatworms do not have coeloms. The phylum Annelida includes earthworms, some exotic-looking marine worms, such as the one shown here, and parasitic blood-sucking leeches. Some characteristics of annelids is that they have a head end, a body divided into small segments. They are worms with segmented bodies and a true coelom lined with tissues derived from the mesoderm. The name Annelida is derived from the Latin annellus, which means little ring. The name refers to the appearance of the body segments of annelids, which look like rings. The phylum Mollusca includes snails, slugs, clams, squids, and octopi. Some characteristics of mollusks is that they are invertebrates. They're soft-bodied animals that typically have an internal or external shell. Like annelids, mollusks have true coeloms surrounded by mesoderm. They also have complex organ systems. It may seem strange that animals as different looking as snails, clams, and squid are in the same phylum. One reason for this classification lies in the behavior of their larvae, or immature stages. Many mollusks have a free-swimming larval stage called a trochophore. The trochophore is also characteristic of many annelids, indicating that annelids and mollusks are closely related. The phylum Echinodermata includes sea stars, sea urchins, and sand dollars, all of which live only in the sea. Echino means spiny in Greek, and dermis means skin in Latin. Some characteristics of echinoderms: they have no head or limbs, and they exhibit radial symmetry. Echinoderms have spiny skin and an internal skeleton. They also have a water vascular system, a network of water-filled tubes that include structures like suction cups called tube feet, which are used for walking and for gripping prey. Most adult echinoderms exhibit 5-part radial symmetry. The skin of an echinoderm is stretched over an internal skeleton of calcium carbonate plates. Although radial symmetry is characteristic of simpler animals, such as cnidarians, echinoderms are more closely related to humans and other chordates because they are deuterostomes. What characteristic seen in most of the other groups is lacking in echinoderms? Cephalization. They don't have any kind of a head region.